So, Gulliver Travels, as you know, that it actually deals with the four voyages. Okay, so naturally, it's a fantastic story. Okay, where the protagonist Lemuel Gulliver actually travels to four remote parts of the world. Okay, and those are I will not say mythical, but they are fantastic, or they are some lands from fairy tale. We can say that. Okay, so we can understand that Jonathan Swift was actually trying to write a fairy tale story, um, or a story for children. Okay, now, but as you have read, I have told you earlier that these four voyages actually they are part of the satire. Okay, on surface level, of course, they are fairy tales. They look like fairy tales. They may look like travelogues. Okay, the Gulliver is traveling to those parts, all that stuff. It has been portrayed very logically. Okay, but still, okay, deep down, if we analyze the whole novel, if we analyze the four voyages, we will see that it's a satire, that satire against the society. Okay, it can be the in contemporary English society. We will get various kind of hints there, various kind of references that will prove that it is actually trying to satire the contemporary English society as well as human beings in general. Okay, so in the first three voyages, book 1, book 2 and book 3, we have seen that Gulliver has went to the island of Lilliput. In the second voyage, he has went to the island of Brobdingnag of the giants, and the third in the island of Laputa, the flying island. Okay, so in these three journeys, we have seen through Gulliver's visit on those islands, Swift was actually trying to satirize in case of Laputa, the human vanity. In case of Brobdingnag, okay, the passive ideology of human beings, that the giant is actually afraid of everything, though he is a giant, the king of the Brobdingnag. Okay, I'm talking about. And in Laputa, the scientists and the scientific inventions. Okay, so among these three, the first voyage is very important, the travel to Lilliput. Okay, so because it's a political satire. Okay, but apart in all of these four travels, if we actually try to analyze the four travels, I am including the book 4, okay, we will see the book 4 is more important, because you have to understand that the first three travels actually they deal with the external qualities of human beings. Okay, so Swift is actually satirizing the external qualities of the human beings. But in the fourth voyage, Swift is directly satirizing and attacking the concept of human being. Means Swift is satirizing human beings themselves. Okay, so how Swift has managed to do that in book 4? So from the beginning of book 4, we see that Gulliver went there, Gulliver goes there, Gulliver finds the first experience Gulliver has there, that he encounters the Yahoos. So who are the Yahoos? So from the description Gulliver has given, we see that the Yahoos are more like human beings. Okay, so they are human beings, but their physical appearance is very much primitive. Okay, they have hairs in their bodies. Okay, they have hairs through their spines. All these stuff. From their physical appearance, we can compare them with the primitive men or the cavemen. We can compare them. Okay, so they actually live in groups. Okay, they know no culture. They do not have any kind of modes of communication except from shouting and hand symbols, all those stuff. Okay, so this is the primary picture we get of the Yahoo, that they are savages. Though they are human beings, they look like human beings, still they are savages. Okay, the next thing Gulliver experiences, that he meets one of the Yuhai. Now who are the Yuhai? The Yuhai are the horses. Now in the land of Yuhai, the horses are the rulers, means they are the dominant species there. Now in our case, the human beings, we are the dominant species, but in that land, the horses are the dominant species. So when Gulliver was meets a Yuhai, the experiences or the meeting is very much important. Now Gulliver is a civilized person. He's actually wearing clothes. He's having his um, gun, and he's having his sword. He's having his other hat and other kinds of instruments with him. So the encounter between the Yuhai and Gulliver is very unique. Okay, so to Gulliver, that Yuhai is only a horse, and to that Yuhai, Gulliver is just a Yahoo, but a very unique Yahoo, because most of the Yahoos are pretty much naked. Okay, so they are savage, but to that Yuhai, Gulliver is well polished. He's wearing clothes. He has so much things with him. Okay, he actually knows manners, decorum. So the Yuhai is actually surprised at what kind of Yahoo Gulliver is, and Gulliver is also surprised to see that horse. So see the encounter. Okay, so Gulliver is trying to attack the horse, the Yuhan. Okay, now the Yuhan, the horse is very much surprised at what the Yahoo is doing to him. Okay, so what he is doing, what he has done, he has used his front leg to push away Gulliver's hand. Now this is very much peculiar to Gulliver. Gulliver never noticed a horse doing that. Okay, so this is the first experience. So both of them are surprised. To the Yuhan, Gulliver is an unique Yahoo, so no Yahoo in the island. Okay, we are close. No Yahoo in the island knows any kind of decorum or civil attitude, anything, or culture. Okay, let alone the other things. Okay, so both of them are surprised. Now see, in the first chapter, Gulliver doesn't tell us that the Yahoos are the intelligent creatures in the the Yuhans are the intelligent creatures in the island. Okay, as the description progresses, we see lots of things getting unveiled. Okay, so Gulliver Gulliver goes to the household of the Yuhan master. Okay, there he experiences lots of things. Okay, so there he experiences the Yahoos are more like domestic animals to the Yuhans. Okay, so you can understand the role has been reversed totally. In our case, the horses are the domestic animals. In their case, the Yahoos are the domestic animals. So this is very much important. So there can be a question, why the horses? Okay. Now the answer is pretty much clear, as the human beings, they are using horses as their mode of medium in war, whatever, from the historical times. Okay, even prehistorical time. Okay, so horses are there for the human beings, and they are deeply connected with the cultures and the histories of humankind, the horses. Okay, so even dogs are not that much famous. Okay, history, if we analyze historically, so horses are very important. That's why maybe Swift is using horse or the species of horse to satirize the nature of human being, as they are connected to human history in more than one way possible. Okay, so maybe that's why Swift has used the species of the horses. Okay, now the word Yuhan here means the perfection of nature in the Yuhan land. Okay, in their language, the word Yuhan means the perfection of the language. So indirectly, Swift is saying the Yuhans are the perfection of nature. Okay, so they are the perfect creature. They should in that island, they should be the dominant species. It's only natural, as they are perfect. This is the idea. Okay, so as the descriptions continue, we will get that Gulliver will be talking about the society of the humans, how that actually works. Okay, according to Gulliver, the human society is well balanced. Okay, mainly two emotions work there. First is friendship, and second is benevolence. Okay, so friendship and benevolence, these two things are the base of the human society. So even a human society, everybody is equal. Okay, all humans, they are all equal. Okay, there is no ups and downs in the society. Nobody is the master human, nobody is the slave human, nobody actually belongs to an upper caste, nobody belongs to a lower class. This kind of caste system, this kind of social hierarchy, they are not present in the society. So everybody is same, and that's why there is no quarrel in the society. Okay, the humans actually look at each other in the same way. Okay, so no, there is no jealousy. The concept of jealousy is not there in the society because the social hierarchy is not there. So jealousy is out of question. Okay. So Gulliver even tells us that their marriage system. Okay, so marriage system is very much important in any society. Okay, so in their New Haven society, Gulliver tells us that they marry out of necessity, not out of love. As I told you, the society is based on two emotions, friendship and benevolence. Okay, nothing else. Okay, the equality among the humans, the equality, concept of equality in the society. Okay, so their marriage is based on necessity, not love. Okay, so they need to procreate, that's why they marry the humans. Okay, and even their childbearing, they have some laws. Each couple, they can only raise two children, one male and one female. Okay, it is a strict law and the humans actually follow that law very passionately. Okay, because the society demands it. Okay, and they follow the demand of the or necessity of the society. Now, so Gulliver has even stated, so if a couple has two male children, okay, so they tend to exchange one male children for a female child. Okay, so their exchange policy is there. Now, this is where this will be very peculiar to you people, that they are actually exchanging their own child. Okay, so it may be harsh. Now see, Gulliver has stated that no, again the society demands that each couple should raise one male and one female. So when they are actually exchanging children, it is not hard for them. They actually do not feel any kind of grief or sorrow as they are exchanging their children. But no, this is again necessity. They don't feel any kind of emotion like grief, sadness, sorrow, this kind of things. Okay, I told you the unity is there and the unity is very much important. Okay, so again, when somebody dies, a family member or a friend die in the human society, they don't feel any kind of sorrow because this is universal, this is natural, they will die. People come and people die. Okay, so humans also come and humans die as they are part of nature. Okay, so there is no emotion like grief, sorrow, sadness, in anger in human land. So according to Swift was trying to say that Yuhan Island or the Yuhan land, the society is utopian, is an utopian society, means it's a perfect society. Okay, so though Swift is saying that the Yuhan society is a perfect society and utopian society, still there is a hint of satire here. Okay, so Swift is saying yes, see, perfection is necessary, but all out perfection, full perfection is not possible. And when Swift is showing full perfection in case of human society, Swift is saying that they are actually deleting some emotions. Okay, that humans. The only two things are there, friendship and benevolence, because those two things, emotions are needed to maintain balance in the society, the concept of equality in the society. But other emotions, be it sadness, be it love, be it compassion, sympathy or anger, jealousy, this kind of emotions, they are not needed in the society. Okay, so they have rejected those emotions. So Swift is saying that if mankind can reject those emotions, if mankind can only follow the logic, okay, or rationality, mankind can also become a perfect society, the society of human beings. But that perfection is not good fully, as we have seen that the humans have rejected some emotions. So Swift is saying some emotions are necessary, okay, for us to live as human beings, but we have to control this emotion. Okay, so maybe full or all out perfection is not possible. We can at least achieve near perfection if we control our emotion. As Swift has said through Gulliver, that the human society is pretty much rational and they follow logic or logical structure. Okay, but we say actually that human species, the human beings, they are the rational creatures, they are the logical creatures. So Swift is saying no, that title shouldn't belong to us. That title should belong to the humans, as they are more rational, more logical than us, than the human beings. Okay, so we actually wage war, we murder people, The human beings have committed numerous crimes throughout the ages. Now the environmental crisis, killing animals, those things are there. So they are not an example of rationality from our part. No. Okay. So we are being irrational. The human beings, they are being irrational. So it is actually trying to say that though we can think that we can actually understand, we feel that we are the most logical creature, rational creature, but we are not. We are the humans. Okay, so this is the main idea Gulliver or Swift is trying to expose in book 4. Okay, so Gulliver will actually totally keeps on comparing the two societies. Okay, the human society, our society, the society of contemporary England with the Huhine society. Okay, and the comparison will bring out many negative qualities of our society. Okay, the position of the youths in the contemporary English society, the education system, the political system, and the position of doctors, all those things will be criticized here by Swift through Gulliver. Okay, so according to Gulliver, Gulliver stated that the young generation of the contemporary English society, they are getting spoiled. Okay, because they have mainly the people or the youths from the noble families. They have money, so they are getting spoiled because of that money. The proper education is not just there. Okay, so they are not getting properly educated. That's why they are getting spoiled. They in Huhine society, the youths or the young Huhines, they are actually properly educated. So they know manners, they know civilities, they know their duties. Okay, what to do, what not to do. Okay, but in case of the youths in contemporary English society or in human society, they are actually getting spoiled. They are getting pampered. That's why they lose their goals in their life, what they have to do, their duties, their responsibilities. Okay, so this is as Swift hinting. Okay, so this is one very serious comparison we find there. As well as I have told you that the war system, okay, that in human society we actually wage war for our own self-interest, but in human society there is no such kind of war. They do not know the concept of war. One another major example we find that Gulliver will constantly try to make his Huhine master understand the new concept of truth and falsehood. Okay, so it will be impossible for the Huhine master to conceive the concept. Okay, why is that? Because that Gulliver has told us that in the Huhine vocabulary there is no concept of truth and falsehood. The terms are not there. They do not understand the terms. So how can they understand the concept? Okay, means we know what truth is, we know what falsehood is, because the things we do actually we can denote them with those two terms. If we tell a lie, means the concept we can compare is falsehood. Okay, but if we tell a truth, then it is true. Okay, so we can understand, we have the word, therefore we can actually understand the concept. But in the human society, nobody tells lie. Nobody tells lie, so there will be no concept of truth. Okay, as there is no concept of truth and falsehood, then how can they easily understand? Okay, so for them these concepts are void. The concept of truth and falsehood are totally void to the human. Okay, so this is very prime example. Okay, how Gulliver was comparing. Gulliver is comparing the two societies. Okay. Now there is one very important thing here to discuss, the symbol of clothing. Okay, so Gulliver will say that we are actually yahoos. We are means the human beings. Okay, we are actually yahoos from the human land. But what makes us different from them? Only our clothes. Okay, because of our clothing, because the clothing works as a barrier between us and the yahoos. Without the clothing, we are much like the yahoos. Okay, so clothing here means our external appearance, means what we wear, as well as our quality, means our customs, our social institutions, be it schools, be it law enforcement, be it judiciary, whatever, our educational system. Okay, those things, those external facades, okay, according to Swift, they actually separates us from the yahoos. To sweep the social institutions, okay, our educational system, okay, our culture, they are full of mockery. There is no rationality, there is no logic in them, because they are not actually helping us to progress. According to Swift, we are actually using culture for our self-interest, not to develop the society or the human species as a whole. Okay, because everybody is thinking about their own personal goal. As a result, conflict arises. Swift is saying our social institution, our social values, our customs, our appearances, okay, our clothing, they are actually the main reason because of this conflict. Okay, so the only thing that separates us from the yahoos are these things: the clothing, the external appearances, the external institutes. Okay, these are main responsible. Okay, now see, otherwise everything we will find in common with the yahoos. We are violent, the human beings, they are violent. We wage war, we murder people, we feel jealous. The same thing we will see in the Yahoo society. As Gulliver stated, in the Yahoo society, the leader of the Yahoo, that Yahoo is the most deformed Yahoo in the whole group. Means he or she, the leader, is the worst looking Yahoo in the whole group. This is the very first criteria of being a leader. The next thing is, he or she, the leader, will constantly try to please his or her Yuhai master by licking his feet or legs. So again, we can compare it to human society. Our leaders, the powerful people in our society or in our community, they actually tend to lick the more powerful people or the authority over them to fulfill their personal need. They do not actually care about the people who actually depend on them. Okay, means the lower people who are actually dependent on the powerful people. So the hierarchy. Okay, so we actually think of our self-interest, and to fulfill that self-interest, we actually can. Okay, there is no shame. So it is saying there is no shame. We can lick the feet of the powerful people, just the Yahoo does with his or her Yuhai master. Okay, so that leader is not liked by the other members of the group. The Yahoo leader is not liked by other members. The same thing happens in human society. As he is the leader, as he is most favored by the human master, so other Yahoos actually hate him. The same thing happens in our society. If anybody tries to improve himself, if anybody in our community have a good relationship with the people with more power, the other people who don't have that kind of relationship start to feel jealous. The same thing happens. So see how are the similarities we has portrayed, okay, through Gulliver, the both communities, the Yahoo community and the similarities I'm talking about, the Yahoo community and the human community. Okay, so things are getting pretty much simple for you. I think just try to understand what I'm talking about. The major thing, the one last thing I have to state you about book 4 is that at the end of the novel we will see Gulliver will be transforming himself based on the Yuhai ideology. Okay, so Gulliver will constantly say that I am more like a Yuhai. Okay, not a human being anymore. I do not follow the ideologies of human society because I hate them. They are Yahoos. Okay, so Gulliver will forget that he himself is a Yahoo. Okay, so that is very ironical. I will tell you some later that, but think that Gulliver will constantly think he is actually living by the codes given by the human society. He is no longer living by the codes of human society. Okay, he is no longer a, though he is a Yahoo from his external appearance, still he is a Yuhai from his internal perspective. Means internally he has transformed himself into a Yuhai, but externally he is still a Yahoo. Okay, so here lies a very important thing. Now, at the end of the book 4, Swift is actually satirizing Gulliver himself, his own protagonist. Okay, so Gulliver will return from the New Land with the help of Pedro de Sanchez. Okay, so Pedro de Sanchez is a very good person, very good captain. He actually helps Gulliver to return to England, and before that he actually gives Gulliver the permission to stay in his home. Okay, so all this stuff the Pedro de Sanchez is doing, but still, okay, Gulliver is thinking that though he is good, but still he is still a Yahoo. Okay, but maybe he is a little bit better than the rest of the Yahoos, but he is still a Yahoo. This kind of attitude we can see in Gulliver. Okay, so when Gulliver returns in England and reunites with his family member, you will see Gulliver is continually feeling hatred towards them. Gulliver actually hates his family members. Okay, and he prefers to spend his time in the stable with his horses. Now Gulliver knows that these horses are not like the Newheims, but still they are more favorable than the Yahoos, means his family members. So see how Gulliver's mentality has changed. Okay, so now I told you that Swift is satirizing Gulliver himself. Okay, so when Gulliver is actually hating his family member, it means that Gulliver is being biased. To him, the Yahoo ideology is perfect, so he is following the Yahoo ideology, and now Gulliver is feeling that he is superior than the other Yahoos, means the other human beings in England or in the world. Okay, he's feeling that if he actually knows the New ideology, how their society works, that makes him superior than the rest of the people. That's why he doesn't want to stay with his family as they are Yahoo, as they are savages. Now, Swift is saying in Yahoo society there is a sense of equality. Okay, so Gulliver being a human being, he is being biased. Okay, now see, I told you in the Yahoo society, the leader of the Yahoos, he is being favored by the Newheim master. Here also see, Gulliver is being favored by his Newheim master. To his Newheim master, Gulliver is the most logical Yahoo he has ever seen. Okay, so Gulliver is actually thinking on that topic. Gulliver is saying, I am the most logical Yahoo according to my Newheim master. So I am superior than the rest of the people. And this notion, this sense of superiority is against social unity. As we have seen, the Newheim society actually follow the social unity very strictly. So Gulliver, though he is thinking that he is actually following the codes of Newheim society, in reality he is not. This feeling of superiority that he cannot live with his family member as they are Yahoos, this sense of superiority, this sense of alienation actually is very much human. So Gulliver in reality is also a Yahoo. Okay, so though he thinks he actually lives by the codes of human society, but he cannot overcome the human follies and vices. Okay, this is Swift is talking about. Okay, that's why our the Swift is continually talking about a balance between emotion. That human beings, they cannot reject all the emotions, but they should try to make a balance between those emotions. If the balance is there, then human society, the human society will be able to create a near perfect society. Okay, that is what Swift is actually saying. Okay, so that is the main topics which has been stated by Jonathan Swift in book 4 through Gulliver's experiences. Okay, just try to understand what I have told you, and if there are any questions you can ask me. So, and just remember that the book 4 is very much important in the whole novel because it deals with various philosophical ideas and various small issues, and if we actually mix and merge those small issues will create a very important universal issues. Okay, the concept of human race, of what a human being really is, this concept. Okay, so that's it. Okay.